Okay, we're back. It is part 2 of episode 6. My apologies. That was my fault that time. My computer just decided all of a sudden it was time to do updates. And screw whatever it is you're doing. It shut off on me. So I apologize for that. But I'll tell you what, the entertaining thing of this entire show to this point has got to be your reactions to freeze ups and all that.
I'm sick.
All right, well, let's just pick it up from where we left off, shall we? We're talking about these NXT call-ups and how these people look like just by the way they're being presented as their debuts, that they're just going to be Tyler Breezed, as you said. And I think that's a great comparison. You look at somebody like the Lacey Lowry, I think, she's in there standing around in the back on both shows her first week on TV, and I think she'd be much better served as sneak attacking some baby faces. On Raw she can come in there and go after Bayley and go after Charlotte or somebody on Smackdown and start a program somehow there, not just be in the back and garner no reaction whatsoever.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, who's Lacey Lowry?
Did I say Lowry?
You did.
Lacey Lowry is a news anchor here in Oklahoma.
That was funny.
Okay.
That was...
Lacey Evans, that one too. Let's talk about her. I think she'd be a good heel attacking people too. Oh man, that's funny. Okay. Free plug for Lacey Lowry there. You're welcome, Channel 9. Anyway.
Yes.
So, we have a couple of matches, right? We talked about that. Lynch won with the disarmor, and then Asuka, she gets right back in the ring and starts yelling something in Japanese. And it's a challenge to Billie Kay, as it turns out. And Billie Kay gets absolutely demolished very, very quickly because Billie Kay is garbage. And then we got a stare down between Becky and Asuka to be interrupted by AJ Styles.
And AJ Styles comes out, and Becky Lynch and Asuka, how good can that be?
I think it'd be very good.
Damn it, I was gonna say that.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. How good could that match be?
I'm just kidding. It'll be very good.
You think?
Very nice.
I think it'll be a good match, very entertaining, and it's going to steal the show, maybe, depending on what happens in the Rumbles.
Easily. The only regular one-on-one match that will steal the Royal Rumble show behind the Royal Rumble match. Did you hear me?
You think that's the one? I thought you were going to say a different one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, when Styles comes out, now that's the end of... It kind of ended awkwardly, like the Moment of Bliss segment going into the Fatal 4-Way match. This one kind of ended awkwardly because let's move into the next story between AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan. Styles comes out, never gets in the ring, walks around the ring, exits through the crowd into the concession area where Daniel Bryan had been the prior week in whatever city they were in, and starts throwing T-shirts and AJ Styles merchandise out, saying, it's okay, you want to eat hot dogs, you spend your hard-earned money, you eat whatever you want to eat, because Daniel Bryan doesn't like that. And who emerges from the crowd and starts beating up on AJ Styles? Imagine. I'll give you one guess if you didn't even watch it, which I know you did.
Yeah. I guess I didn't see that part.
You didn't see Daniel Bryan come out of the crowd and start beating up on AJ Styles?
Of
course, AJ.
Evidently not, because Tuesday, was a little crazy.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what happened. AJ got the upper hand in the fight, and they got into it and went into a condiment table, broke it, and Daniel Bryan was all covered in mustard. It was fun. It was a good brawl, though. It was a good-looking, Attitude Era-esque brawl out there in the concession area. You see where we're going with all of this?
I now see it.
There you go. Then we see the Usos. They're in the back doing a photo shoot. Jimmy's giving a package from some staffer, and it's a note in there from Mandy Rose. Long and short of it says, "Come to my hotel room," and hotel room card is attached. What you gonna do, Us?
What you gonna do, Us? And
he says, "I don't."
And what?
Well, he says, "I don't know," and we move on. We see Samoa Joe. He's in the back. He walks by EC3, who's standing there admiring himself in full wrestling gear. And that's all we see of him on SmackDown Live.
Yeah, that was awful. You see, he's in such a redundant position. It's just like it could have been equally as I don't know if you want to say if it was a good segment with Samoa Joe just walking out, but it would have been the same whether we saw EC3 or not. Maybe some people were just like, oh, EC3 right there, but maybe not a lot because it was not gonna lie, I missed it the first few times I went back. But yeah, definitely not the right way to do it. Vince.
Way to go, Vince.
Way to go, Vince.
Way to go. What I really thought was going to happen at that point, because Joe stopped, he looked over at EC3, who's admiring himself in the mirror. I thought Joe was going to grab him and throw him through something, but he didn't. He just looked at him, disgusted, and proceeded to walk on for his match with Mustafa Ali, which, by the way, never happened, because pre-match, Joe just beat the ever-living piss out of him, threw him into the ring post a couple of times, knocked him out. We don't have a match.
Yeah, Joe just beat the shit out of him. He just, oh my god, definitely.
One more time. Go ahead. I walked on you.
What was that?
Go ahead. I walked on you.
Oh no, it was definitely one of the more vicious sides of him that I've seen. Besides, every single promo he cut against Jeff Hardy.
No, that was savage.
Very much so.
That was all savage, not vicious. But it was good, though. It made room for time for Rey Mysterio versus Andrade, who, by the way, is no longer Andrade Cien Almas. He's just simply Andrade, which some are making a big deal out of that. I say, so what? Who cares what they call him? He's the same character. He does the same thing. He looks the same. He wrestles the same. And he put on a 5-star match with Rey Mysterio and won.
Easily. Mm-hmm. And he won.
And he won. So I wouldn't worry so much about cutting his name short. It's hard to say if you're not working on it, I guess. It's a little harder to say, and Andrade is much simpler.
Yeah, but like you said, it's not going to change his character, at least hopefully. But from what we've seen, it isn't.
Think about other characters whose names have been cut that didn't change the character at all whatsoever. Alexander Rusev, Antonio Cesaro, Adrian Neville. He's got a problem with names that start with A, I think. I guess that we should be surprised then that it's Andrade and not Cien Almas. But either way, there's A's dropped. Almas starts with an A. So, and it didn't change the characters, if at all. It wasn't considerable. So, whatever. Then we get to the hotel.
Oh my god.
Jimmy Uso went to the hotel. He goes into Mandy's room. There she is sitting in a chair and wearing nothing but a black robe and her lingerie. Robe comes off. Very Attitude Era-esque. Think about it what you want. Is it ratings? Is it AEW? I don't know. We'll find
It's
out.
not AEW. It is not AEW.
I don't think it is either. I think that's pushing it. I think people really believe that the panic button should be pushed already, and
Yeah.
not yet.
Yeah.
So a photographer's in there, takes a picture. It's revealed Mandy doesn't want Jimmy Uso. She just hates Naomi that much that he was going through him to get to her. Well, it turns out Jimmy brought Naomi with him to the hotel, and she comes in and beats the piss out of Mandy.
Jimmy Uso, what a scholar. First of all, comment section down below, #what a scholar. But no, Jimmy Uso definitely thought 2 steps ahead and brought Naomi, and Naomi beat the shit out of her.
I'm sure that'll keep on going for a little while, at least through the Rumble. I mean, the Rumble's next week, so that's easy enough. Then the last bit of the show was Miz's birthday celebration for Shane McMahon. We have babyface Miz now, I guess. Is that what's happening?
By babyface, you mean creepy orgy for Shane McMahon? Yeah.
It's a little, right?
Little.
Every time, I see the big smile on his face, and he holds up Shane's hand. He holds up the greatest in the world trophy and everything. And I'm just waiting for him to turn around and turn on Shane. But I don't know how it's going to be before that happens.
Easily. But Miz is starting to get a little weird. Not as badass as he used to be.
Yeah. Well, I bought him a nice birthday present. He got him new Jordan 33s, which Shane was digging. Shane loves his Jordans.
Those shoes were fire, though.
Yeah, he can afford them. Then it showed a nice video package. Out comes the bar, and through the banter, we get a match between The Miz and Sheamus. And in the match, Sheamus gets distracted after Cesaro goes through the table of birthday cake, and Miz takes advantage to pick up the win. Then we have a coast to coast from Shane McMahon with the other cake held in front of Sheamus.
That was cool, though. You gotta admit, that
was cool. Interestingly, that's the way the show ended.
Yeah, so that's SmackDown.
That's SmackDown. Tell me about NXT, man. I missed it. Didn't find the time to watch it this week.
NXT, not a lot happened. We had 3 segments, 2 matches, 1 kind of like promo attack type thing. During NXT, there was Johnny Gargano versus, I can't pronounce his name, Humberto Carrillo, something like that. In which Johnny Gargano came out with the win. Pretty decent match. I mean, it's a Johnny Gargano match against someone that we have never heard of before. So it was what can you get with the jobber match? First of all,
yeah. Second of all, I mean, you're not going to get Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa every day. So
yeah, no, or every pay-per-view. Then we had Keith Lee versus Cassius Ohno. Not gonna lie, pretty slow match. Wasn't terrible, but it wasn't really that awe-inspiring. Cassius Ohno came out with the win. And then we had the Forgotten Sons. They attacked the Street Profits because they were looking for their opportunity at the NXT Tag Team titles, and they basically just said, hey, no, we're the ones that deserve it, and came out and attacked the Street Profits. And that's really it.
That's NXT for this week. All right.
That's NXT.
In a nutshell, that's it. Well, all right. An okay week of WWE wrestling. We're talking AEW a little bit. I think that's going to fizzle out for a little while, at least until the Double or Nothing pay-per-view I think March is when they're going to do that from the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. And then we'll see we'll see what kind of stuff we have to say about AEW. But in the meantime, that's this week in wrestling.
Which show do you think took the cake this week?
I'm gonna go with SmackDown because of the first hour.
I am going to go with Raw because they finally had Finn Balor come out on top, and I love Finn Balor, so I am going to go with Raw this week.
All right. Very good. Well, we will see what happens this coming week. Next week, we'll be on another show. I'll give my live reactions from Raw from having been there. It's going to be a good time, like I said earlier, and in part 1 of episode 6 here. It's that live experience is always better than the TV experience for me personally. So we're gonna have a good time, and I'll give some. I'll try to show some pictures maybe, and I'll just hold it up to the camera. I don't know how to cut to pictures and stuff like that. So maybe we'll do some of that and have some fun with that next week. And that's all I got.
Yeah, that's basically it in a nutshell. We're looking forward to this week in WWE. And you said it yourself, you're going to Monday Night Raw. That's really about it in a nutshell.
All right, people, make sure you click subscribe, click that like button, share the video out with everybody, let everybody see it, spread it out, spread the word. Let's get it out there. Let's let everybody pretend to give a shit about our opinions of WWE wrestling. And now I guess AEW wrestling as well. We'll see.
And yeah. But don't forget to click that little bell icon too, so that way you'll get notifications every time we upload a video. And you will be here very shortly after we upload the video.
Yep, won't take long and get you the notification. Watch it, share it, enjoy it. That's all I got. You guys have a wonderful week.
Subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family. It'll actually really help, and we really appreciate it. So that's really it for this week's part 2 episode.
All right. We'll talk to you guys next week. Have a good one. Enjoy and be safe. Deuces.